What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Minecraft and My Feelings. This, I believe, is episode 9. Yeah, it is episode 9. So, last episode, we spent a lot of time talking about just, same stuff as we have in the last bit of time, being, talking a lot about how life is and how it can be kind of hit and miss doing content. And I just want to start off by saying I appreciate each and every single one of you that has said something to me in the comments the past, the whole series. It means a lot to hear from you guys. I know not everyone is open to sharing what they're going through, but if you guys are and you need someone to talk to, you never hesitate to reach out to me in the comments because I've been there. I mean, that's the whole reason we have this series is because I've lived through a bunch of things in life. And yeah, I also want to know I'm very appreciative that there's not been anyone that has been kind of um what's the word? Have been like this is bull crap, if that makes sense. I thought I'd deal with it a lot, especially because I've had to deal with it a lot in past stuff, especially a lot of War Thunder stuff, where people are like, your feelings, those aren't valid. I deal with it so much IRL that I just kind of assumed that it was going to happen with this series, where I was going to be basically bullied off the internet again and deal with people saying things like, this isn't true, or you shouldn't feel this way. And I want to note that that's not how life works. Everyone has feelings, everyone's going to feel different things. So if you have a friend, even if it's something stupid, you gotta remember that that might be the worst thing for them. Like, obviously, I've been through a lot. I've been through, you know, enough trauma that I don't want to ever go through trauma again. But that's not how I don't get to pick and choose, sadly. But for someone else, they might come out and they might have something bad happen. And we might be like, that's not as bad as what we had. But keeping in mind that for them, that's the worst thing that's happened to them. And that's just how life is. We can't be judging, and I thought I'd deal with a lot of it on this series, but I haven't even had one instance of it yet, and that means a lot to me. Because trust me, it was going to be very much the reason why, if I stopped doing this series, that was going to be why. Was going to be that people were kind of jerks about it, and we haven't had to deal with that yet, which is super nice. And, I know this is a fairly late recording. It's 6:30 p.m. by the time I'm recording this my time. And so kind of talking about what happened for the rest of yesterday. I know I said yesterday this might be a longer episode depending on how the day went. And the day actually finished off really well. I'm a big hockey fan, if you guys haven't been able to tell from other videos on my channel. I'm a big fan of the San Jose Sharks, and we actually won our game last night, so again, I know people are going to be like, sports is a dumb thing to get upset over, and I do agree to a degree, but it's a lot easier to be in a good mood if you have things that, already put you in a good mood. Like, example, my hockey team winning puts me in a good mood. It's a lot easier for me to stay in said good mood than it is if they had lost. I'd already have been in a crappy mood, and they didn't lose, so I'm just by regards immediately already in a much better mood than I would have been if they had lost. And I feel like that's true for a lot of like everything. you know you're going to be in a much better mood if you already have things that are happening that are good in your life. But if, example, you have things that are happening in your life that are not good, like, either your sport doesn't go the right way, or something in life doesn't go the right way, or you got, a bad reports card, or someone in your life said something mean to you, that's going to just already start your day off on a not good note. And this is why one of the things I do that has helped me out a lot over the years is this super simple thing I do every single morning. Every morning. Without rain, without shine, if I'm getting up at 5 p.m., if I'm getting up at 3 in the morning, I'm always making my bed. And I know that might sound like kind of very cliche, but if you can start your day off, with something simple like making your bed, and you already have something in your life that you can control that goes your way, you're already going to be having a much better day than if you didn't start your day off with a win and you just let things pile up the entire day. I know I had a lot of comments talking about getting a sleep schedule, and they're not wrong. I do definitely need one. But at the same time, and it's weird. I don't know how to explain it because I'm very weird like this. I can be fine without sleep, but then um if I get really depressed like I have been, it gets into a a big emotional thing of like nothing's okay in my life. And it's been that way for a while. And then when it comes to sleeping, I'm not a fan of sleep. I never have been. And it's not necessarily just because I don't like like I don't like to sleep. It's because I have a lot of really bad nightmares, and I don't like to deal with that. That's like the biggest reason why I hate sleep. And there's not really anything I can do about that. And I know a lot of people are talking about taking melatonin, or there were some other people talked about doing medication. I saw another fortress. I'm personally never gonna go on medication, like ever. I don't. It's not that I don't believe in it. I have a couple friends that have been on medication to help with some of the same things I'm on, and they get so much better. But the issue is, if for some reason they don't take it, or for some reason they miss a day, or they don't have it for a bit of time, they get so bad. And I don't. I believe in God. Truly do. And the Bible says He's not going to give us any battles that are too hard for us to overcome, which is a big reason why I'm still here living my life. Is because I know God has said He's not going to give us any sort of battle that is too hard for us to overcome. And I truly believe that, wholeheartedly, that if He gives us something to do, or gives us gives us something hard in our life, He believes that we're going to be able to overcome it. And I truly believe that He believes in me. And as long as I believe that there's at least someone, God in this case, has faith in me and believes in me, then I need to believe in myself. And I know that for some of you guys, and I know not everyone believes in God, and not everyone is going to believe in what I'm saying. And that's okay. People are going to have different opinions, and I'm not going to try to force, Christianity on anyone. But I truly do believe when we're lost like I've been for so long, God can help us. And I've had several people in my comments leave, Bible verses, and you guys can look in my description. I do believe, not description, if you go in my channel, I think I have 3 or 4 different Bible quotes or Bible verses in there for a reason. It's you know back in 2019, I lost my father in the line of duty. He was killed in a helicopter crash. Flying medical helicopters, flew in the army, and for a long time, I just, not that I hated God, but I couldn't understand why He would kill someone who was serving his country, was well, like was flying when people were sick, and was airlifting people to hospitals. I couldn't understand why God would take someone like that out of this world, and I just don't. I still don't understand it. And it's really hard for me too, because the Bible says, He's going to do all things for the greater good, or all things, you know, are good, and it's just hard to believe that, because it's like you don't see the good in this. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's been almost, what, 7 years now. June 28th, 2019 will be 7 years this year. But I can sort of like, there's no good. There was no good, losing my father. There's never good in that. But I can see how my life changed for good after that. This is where it played into me becoming a content creator, actually, because we didn't have we didn't use tablets or devices or anything like that until after my father passed away, because my mother couldn't deal with it. And understandable. She was a single mom of 4 overnight. Obviously you're not going to be able to just deal with that or be able to do anything about that. But we suddenly had way more screen time because of it. This is what led me to create memories that I will I'll carry those memories with me for the rest of my life, 100%. I had my own uh, realm on Bedrock, and the memories I have there from that world are the greatest memories I've had ever. I mean, I can't, not ever, but you guys get what I mean. Like, I had so many memories doing that with the friends I had, rather it be. I had there's a guy named Sick DNW. I still actually have his user somewhere. I could probably message him at some point, or Pop the Pro. You know, that those memories are going to be with me for the rest of my life. Like, there's no forgetting that. And so I can understand where things like that, it good. I can see where the good is, but it doesn't mean I wanted him dead. But I can understand what God meant by this. And now we're sitting here watching a sunset, talking about feelings playing Minecraft. I don't know, man. Well, we're gonna see how life goes. I appreciate, like always, everyone who has commented and has watched the content. And we need to mine that tree so we can see the sunset tomorrow. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have had a beautiful day. And today was actually really good. And hopefully things continue to look up like they have been. And I will see you guys tomorrow.